I'm curious on how long have you been going into doing filming? Is this something that you has always been a passion of yours?
I was working at Walmart, going into Amazon. Actually, I remember this manager. She was so on me, so on me, so on me. If that lady never got on my nerves and kept
Mhm.
killing me, I would never found that person. This one camera, guys.
Better than this one?
Yeah, it's better than this one. It's better than
Wow.
this one, guys.
When did you decide that, yeah, this is the thing, I really want to go all in on this, on photography, on videography, whatever it was? Welcome to the High Performance Human Podcast, where high achievers learn to master themselves, not just their success. I'm Creighton Bertrand, a certified high performance coach, here to share practical tools to rewire your habits and mindset. If you're ready to move beyond good enough and step into real transformation, you're in the right place. Let's get to work.
Let me ask you a question.
Go
Also,
ahead.
do you think you can make something your passion? If I didn't love a camera, I guess, like when I seen that as young,
Mhm.
like, do you think I can like adapt to loving the camera, or you think it just has to be something like you just like passionate about?
I think if it's there and it's easy. If it's not, you have to work on it. I'm going to say this and then I can get a little more exact. But like my wife and I, when we met, we're in love. She's Brazilian. I don't know what I was for her, but she was Brazilian and beautiful and all this. So obviously everything was awesome. We got married, everything was great. And I don't remember, maybe 7, 8 years after we were married, then we almost got a divorce. So at the beginning, love at first sight, everything's amazing.
Mm,
7 years go by. Now the love's gone.
mhm,
Now it's a decision. Do we want to put in the work to get the love back? Or do we just want to say, I'm going to go find something else that's easy?
mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So going back to your question, I think if it's there, it's there, it's easy. But if you don't love the camera, there's things we can do to help you associate the camera with something you do love.
Okay, I got you.
So I like to call this like anchoring. Like I try to do this with a lot of, if we go to real estate people like, I hate cold calling, I hate whatever. It's like, well, the problem is because you see it as a cold calling. But if we can associate cold calling and anchor it back to you providing for your family or you doing this for something else, now that's the thing. But if you can only see it as a camera and you hate the camera, then you're never going to be motivated to do it.
Okay, that's
So you
fine.
can force yourself to do it, but like, why force
Why?
yourself to do it
Yeah.
if you don't really enjoy it? Now, if it comes to something like as important as a family or something, then yeah, put the work in because I can tell you. But if you're doing it for something that's important, like for my wife and our family, like I'm willing to endure to do whatever it takes to make that work. So that was the anchor.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Okay.
okay, cool. I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get back to, oh yeah, I'm in love with this person.
Okay. That's a good point. I was thinking more about it like, say, I don't know, some people have passion
Hmm.
projects, right? Passion projects where they love this thing, but it's
Hmm.
not making money, right? So they go on to something else. Like, say you would have engineering, right? Might not love it, but like, could you get into loving it?
And that's where I would say that yes, if I can say, well, engineering I don't love, but I love engineering because it allows me to get to something. And it'd be the same thing as me like going to the gym. I don't love doing legs. I don't love my squats and all this, but I know this is allowing me to be physically fit and to be
Exactly.
able to do these things. So when I go to do the difficult thing, I'm associating it with the actual outcome. So if I hated engineering, it's like, yeah, I don't like engineering, but engineering allows me to provide for my family, allows me to do my side hustle. Like, oh, okay, now I can appreciate engineering for what it is instead of just saying, oh my gosh, I hate engineering. It's so terrible.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. That's a really good point.
So if you're doing something like even back, I'm sure this is what you were doing when you're at Amazon. Oh my gosh, I don't love Amazon, whatever, but I'm willing to do this because this is allowing me to get the income to explore and start to build my side hustle.
Yeah.
So now this isn't bad. This is necessary to build this other thing.
Exactly. Wow. That's a really good point. Okay. I like that. That's what happened, I guess. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
But if you're in a job or doing a thing that you don't like, I always challenge people like, why don't you like it? Like you did such a good job. And I don't know if you recognize, like you're like, okay, well, I really want to travel and I like photography. Like, how can I make that work? And
Mm,
so as you're going to jobs, you're trying to figure out, does this satisfy either one of these? And
mm,
most people will do a job and be like, I don't like it and I want something else. It's like, well, if you don't have clarity of, if you haven't got new information from something, I don't think that you've earned the right to leave yet because there's something for you to learn there. Like, is it, oh,
hmm.
I hate this job because I
Yeah.
don't get to travel. I hate this job because I don't get to talk to people. I hate this job
Hmm.
because if you don't know what it is that you don't like, you haven't
Hmm.
learned your lesson and you're just going to go to another job and waste another 2 or 3 years.
Exactly. Exactly.
So before you quit, always find out what it is that you don't like, what it is that's missing, so that now
Something's
your
there.
next thing, you at least have one more piece to put into place to be like, okay, well, this one didn't have traveling, this one has traveling, but this one doesn't have photography or any camera. Like, that's the next thing. Cool. Now you take that with you to the next thing.
Yeah. And I think even, and when I say having that positive mental attitude, sometimes you can go to jobs and just be grateful. I remember every single day before going to work, I used to dread going inside of Amazon, but I used to tell myself, and it's funny, I could probably remember it now. You say every single morning right before affirmations and like words of affirmations, right? I used to say, or self talk, I guess it would be called. I says, "There's somebody in here that's gonna change my life." No matter,
Mm,
I used to say, everywhere you go, you meet sharp, young, aggressive, ambitious people everywhere. In fact, you don't even have to go up to them; they have to come up to you. You know, you got to meet somebody here that's gonna change your life forever. You're gonna meet somebody here that's gonna change your life forever. So it got to a matter of me saying it every day, to a matter of me actually making it happen, right? Me
yeah.
meeting that person to where, oh snap, that's a leeway. I can use that. And then, that person showing me certain things and then me going off and finding out certain things attached to that and then growing from it, right? So, just speaking it, just like how you said, right? Because there's something in that job. There's something around, you just have to find it,
Yeah.
right? So that's a fire topic.
Yeah, I love what you're saying of like everything to me comes down to clarity. Like you just had clarity, like, cool, this job is not ideal, but what do I want?
Hmm.
I want to find someone that's going to change my life. I want to find a way to do more photography. And as long as it's like literally right now, someone's looking at this screen, like, I just want to see a cat. Boom, you're going to find one,
Ah,
right? Because
it's
that's
right
what you
there.
want. Like this cat actually came out of nowhere. So before it wasn't there. But if you're like, cool, all of a sudden I want to find a cat, you're gonna find one. So like always, this is one thing I always tell people in the morning, like prime yourself. What do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want today? Because if you don't know what you want, you're just gonna get all of the same things.
Mm,
But by you just saying, I want, like I was talking to someone the other day that he was just like, I just want to be excited. I'm like, cool. How many times have you checked in throughout the day and asked yourself, what is it that you need to be true in order for you to be excited today?
mm,
It's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, then you're never going to solve it. But
mm,
just waking up and saying, I want to be excited, and what would need to happen today for me to be excited? Most of us don't define what good enough ever looks like. So we never are even giving ourselves an opportunity to achieve it. Like I
mm.
used to go to bed every single night and I would be like, oh my gosh, it wasn't enough. I wasn't enough. What a terrible day.
No.
And I believe that to be true. But what I started to do is I replaced that certainty with curiosity. So instead of being certain it's another wasted day, I didn't do enough, I started to ask myself, well, what would need to happen for me to feel happy about the day? And I had to start to
Mm,
come up with new definitions and try it and then prove myself wrong. I did what you said. I did these things and I still don't feel it. Okay,
mm.
well, what else? And it kept growing and growing. But now I actually had clarity of what enough looked like. And once I had that, like, it just changed my entire life.
Clarity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's having the abstract too, because I heard this thing in a podcast audio, right? And going to what you said, because it's so amazing what you said so far. I remember she said, when you have a goal, right? If you don't define something, it's almost like
They're,
when you have the darts, but you're almost aiming at nothing
yeah.
because you don't have like a goal. So you're
You
almost
don't have a target.
shooting. Yeah, you don't have a target. So you're just shooting. And it's
Yeah.
always gonna not hit anything because you never
Right.
have a target, right? So
Hmm.
target is definitely key. I agree.
Yeah. And I would challenge anyone that's listening to just what's your target for today? Most people
Mhm.
don't have a target on a daily basis. I'm just going to
Yeah,
wake up and go
that's
to
far.
sleep. and you wonder why you're depressed at the end of the day. You didn't have a target. Here's the craziest thing is most of us don't even recognize we're hitting the target. But
Mm.
because we haven't defined it, it was a terrible day.
Hmm.
Why was it terrible? I don't know, because I didn't do anything. Okay, what did you do? I hung out with my daughter. I went on a run. I did all these things. Like, okay, well, what would success look like? Well, hanging out with my family, taking care of myself. Wait, that's what I actually did.
Okay, that's fair.
But you
Yeah,
don't even recognize it because, like you're saying, like you don't even have
a
a
target.
target that you're shooting at. So,
Wow.
of course, every single day you're going to be upset because you don't even know, did you do good or did you not?
Yeah.
Because
Wow, that's far.
realistically, we're all too afraid to actually take accountability of what we did for the day.
Hmm.
We don't want to be accountable, so we just are like, oh no, everything's just terrible, everything's just this, because we're too afraid to actually look.
Wow, that's amazing, bro. I couldn't have said it better. That's so good. That's so good, bro. This is why I told you when I first met you, man. It's just always knowledge, always nuggets,
The
bro.
gray, it's the wisdoms, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot.
It's
It's starting to come
a
in
lot of
real
grays, man. A
nice.
lot of wisdom right there.
Really nice.
A
Really
lot of
nice.
wisdom.
Well, let me, I want to make sure that we help out whoever's starting. Let's say that you're starting out videographer or photographer. Which one, if you're starting out videographer, what is it that you would recommend they need to do to get the reps in? I always say reps first, results later. So, like, what is the thing that they should be doing on a daily or weekly basis that's going to get them the results?
I guess define, first off, define what your results are, and then
Let's
like,
say that they want to get their first monthly paying client,
okay,
because you said if they can get two of those locked up, that's the thing. So, what is the rep that they need to be doing on a
okay.
daily basis to allow them to get that first paying client?
The first thing you need to do to get a monthly client is find out your niche, right? If it's anybody in real estate, if it's anybody in crypto, if it's anybody in restaurants, whatever, find out what your niche is. Reach out to, them on Instagram. Sometimes, they have professional pages. Hey, I'm on a content agency, right? I'm a videographer, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're doing, reach out to them, say, hey, I can help you out. I'd love to come over. And sometimes if a lot of them don't respond, right? But sometimes you can just go over there and just, how much times I just went to random places and just locked in a client. Actually, the first client I was telling you about, I was actually going to a pizzeria spot, and on the right side of it, it was a barber client actually. And I went in the barber shop. I'm like, let me just walk over there and just see who's in there and just
Wow.
maybe just pitch what I do. And I did. And I got a monthly client. Like, so simple things like that is just going out, right? With your camera sometimes, right? Just going out with your camera. I guess that's stopper, right? When they say, oh, wow, you have a camera. It's amazing. Yeah, it's like a basketball. I used to play basketball, right? And they said you have your basketball every day, just dribbling, just have your
Mm,
camera out, go to places, right? Reach out to people on social media, build your social media, because when you see, you
right.
know, when they
Adds
see,
credibility. Yeah.
that's credibility, right? So go around these people, reach out to people, other, well, find out that niche first, and then go to events that they're at. Let's say real
Mm,
estate, for instance. Go to the biggest real estate events, right? Get in there with your camera. Actually, do you know about Event Aspire?
I've
It's
heard
like
of
a
it.
big event. Yeah, it's a big event that they have like a lot of good speakers. I remember just texting Inspire like, "Hey, I'm a videographer. I do some cool videos. Can I just go and give you guys a free video just to get in for
Wow.
free?" And it was like, "Yeah, for sure, man." So you don't know, just like sometimes put the
Dude, I'd
ego
be doing that
aside.
to all events. That sounds so amazing.
You have cameras are literally like we're
Yeah.
at the age right now where the time in the age right now where people need cameras. They need
Yeah.
it. Right? And if you have a camera, you literally can get into any place in the world,
Wow.
believe it or not. So, use that power,
Yeah.
so it shouldn't be a thing where it's like, where is my client? Where's my client? Well, one is in your mouth because you should be speaking it every day.
Mm.
Like, I'm gonna get a new client. And one,
So go to
go out.
clarity of what do you want today? And
Yeah.
I would challenge you as saying, okay, I want to have at least one conversation with someone today that I'm a videographer and I'm accepting new clients.
Yeah. I'm accepting new clients. Yeah, exactly. So learn how to say it professionally, go out. It's pretty much that simple, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Go out, reach out on social media, and go to events. That right there is a game changer.
Wow. It's like everything in life, exercise, diet, everything is usually so
Yeah,
simple. The simple things are so hard.
yeah. Not easy, but simple. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As, as simple as it goes, and I'm excited. Whoever's watching this, I definitely want to see, want to hear if I definitely helped you out in anything for sure. That would be amazing, because
I,
I
I,
remember starting off like that myself.
I love that. So, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you feel like needs to be said at this moment?
I would
Nope.
say if you have something that you're passionate about, don't be afraid to ask people that's at a higher level that, like, I want to be in that spot. Help me out. It maybe, sometimes they charge for it, right? But don't be afraid, like invest in it. Because
Yes,
a lot of people try to do it themselves when no, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You need to go to somebody that's actually killing it at that level. And then just learn from there, right? So I would just say whatever you're doing, like, I'm creating a school community of like videographers that need help just like that, right? So, you know, going things like that. So just don't be afraid to reach out because at the end of the day, winners win and they're gonna find ways. So yeah, that's it.
I love that. And so, is there anything that you're currently working on or that you need help with for anyone that's watching? If they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'd be a great fit for what Zach's needing at this moment.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. If you're a videographer, right, and you want to learn, definitely reach out to me. Because
Wow,
I'm hiring a lot of videographers at this point because the company's growing fast, right? So if you can be that person, right? So that's pretty much all the help
that
I would
you're
need
looking
right
for.
now. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And if someone wants to connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach out? I know you're on
Yeah.
Instagram.
On Instagram, Zack Pro Films. On YouTube as well, Zack Pro Films. Instagram, YouTube. That's pretty much it for right now. Instagram and YouTube are the main platforms I have.
Cool. And you mentioned your school community. When's that coming out?
That's
Just
coming
to
out
put you on the
very
spot.
soon. I want to say about a month. A
Okay.
month we'll start launching it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's going to be exciting. And will they be able to find that on your
Instagram.
Instagram and
Yep.
YouTube as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You'll have an Instagram on there, so you can press it and then join the free. It's gonna be a free community. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
yeah, it's gonna be a free
Okay.
community, and then if you really want more one-on-ones, it'll be a paid version, but for sure, a free community.
Oh,
Where
wow. So
everybody's
for
helping each
anyone.
other, right? Because everybody's at a different level than somebody.
Yeah,
So maybe person one is not at person five, but when they're in community, they can help them grow, and vice
for
versa.
sure.
A 10 could help a five, so it's gonna keep growing. I love it.
Well, that seems like a no-brainer because you said one of the best things to do that's allowed you to get where you're at is the environment of the people that you're around. So
Hmm.
if you're a videographer looking to get started, like that seems like a no-brainer to join so that you can be around the same type of people so you can continue to grow and inspire and help hold each other accountable.
Yep, yep. I would say so.
Well, bro, dude, thank you. Thank you so much for giving us some of your amazing insight and hearing
Of
about your
course.
story,
Of
man.
course, of course, of course. Appreciate
Dude,
you listening.
I love going into passion and all that, and you deciding and looking at. So, how long did it take? 3 years, or how long did
3 years.
it take you to kind of get to where you would be like, oh yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, I would say 3 years for sure. Like three, around 3 years, going on to four, but around 3 years for me.
Yeah. And I'd say mind coaching is pretty similar. So like if you're in anything and you're again, if you're having conditional goals like it needs to be easy and it needs to be tomorrow, it needs to be 3 months, it needs to be 6 months, like I check yourself that you're not in it for the right thing. You're
Mm,
saying that you're only doing it with conditions.
yeah, and this I would say is it's not in the destination, it's in the journey,
Oh,
right? You have to have fun in this journey, right? And it's got to get to that destination, but your goals change, right? But at the end of the day, it's in the journey, having fun, learning new things, meeting new people, and just growing, man. Because it's gonna come regardless, right? Have the intensity and have a sense of urgency, but it's gotta come. But man, just have fun. I love
yeah.
what I do, bro. I love meeting people like you. Like
Yeah.
literally, I met you last month and we're on a call on the podcast, right? Possibilities working together. Like, bro, I love stuff like that, bro. Like
Yeah.
just getting little gems from you, learn about your family, learn about your things that you help me with. Like, bro, I love it, bro. And I appreciate what I do. And I don't take it for granted, the people that I meet.
Yeah, dude. It's always about people and connections when you study any of the psychology stuff.
I
That's what
love it,
really
man.
makes the world go around. So
Mhm. I
love it,
love it,
man.
man. I
All right, bro.
appreciate
Well,
you.
appreciate you so much. I can't wait to connect, at least not at the next event, but the next one. For anyone that is looking
Oh man, we're
for
gonna miss you.
a fire videographer, make sure you reach out to Zach here. That's it, man. Appreciate you, man.